So I just picked a graphic that I thought would go well with the color scheme, and we'll print it out, do a print preview, and this is what it'll look like once it's printed out. And once we print it, we can cut it out to size. Okay, now once we choose the card type that we want, and I want it to be able to open from the bottom, so the top will be the widest part. So you just go inside and you add your text, whatever you want it to say, and this is going to be a thank you card. And we'll print that out, and you can see from the print preview, that it's going to print out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, but only this quarter of it will be printed on. And I'll show you how to do that, or how to make that the foundation of our card once we print it out. So let's print that out. Once you print that out on a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet, it comes out looking like this. And to make the card, you're actually going to fold this into fours, and this is going to be the base of your card. So fold it once that way and then fold it down this way. And that way it'll open up like that. Okay, now for the cardstock, I picked up several of these little cardstock booklets, and as you can see, there's lots of designs in here to choose from, and I just kind of go through and determine who I'm making the card for, and this is for an older couple. So I tried to pick something that wasn't too girly, wasn't too glittery, wasn't too young, and so I came up with this particular cardstock, which has some nice colors in it, but isn't too frilly. And then I also just picked up some accents. I have a bunch of these little ribbons that I got, I think, for like 50 cents a piece at my local arts and crafts store. And then also just some cardstock that you can cut with scissors, or some of this is actually a pre-stock like this. And so just with the available ribbons that I have, I pick things that will go along with the color scheme. So these two colors look really good with this. Now, as you can see, the folded card that we're going to use as the base of our card is actually a little smaller than the cardstock. So what I do is I will line that up, attach this to the paper that we just folded, and then I'll trim around the excess. So I will do that and I'll be right back. Okay, now I have the cardstock cut out to the exact dimensions that we need. I'm gonna put, this is gonna be a thank you card, so I hate my handwriting and I don't exactly have stick-on letters that I can use for the front. So what I did is I went on to my, again, to my scrapbook program and just printed out thank you using the graphics that they had in some colors that I thought would complement the card. So I'm going to cut that out and size it for the card. And I'm just going to attach that with some photo style scrapbooker's glue. And this one's a little bit messy. I just saw that it's actually exploding on me. Oh well. I'll have to make it work. And a little bit of this goes a long way. It's also always good to have like a wet paper towel handy. And this stuff, once you get it down, it doesn't want to move, so make sure you have it lined up where you want. And just attach it like so. Now we can add our embellishments, however you want to add them. Okay, now for the ribbon, I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue to attach that. And try to get it as straight as you can. And then what I like to do for the ribbon is I like to attach it also on the back side. Like so. Okay, and so that's nice and secure, and then we'll just add the bottom embellishments with the same glue that we used before. Once you get it lined up and as straight as you can, just eyeballing it, press it down firmly. And then I'm just going to trim this little excess that I left so that it fits perfectly. Now what I'm going to do is attach it to the front of our computer generated card. And by adding the ribbon first, you won't have any of that bulging through on the other side once you attach. And again, for that, I use the same glue that we used earlier, a generous amount. Line it up on the edges. And press. And I'll usually leave this inside a big thick book or under a stack of books for about 15 minutes just to let the glue set up. Now in the meantime, you can add any embellishments that you'd like for the inside, and I have just this series of paisley rub-ons, and this is from the Gemstones collection of the Paper Studio. And so again, they're just rub-on. This handy dandy little scraper. Line up the rub-on where you'd like to have it. I'd say right about there. Then you use the little tool to scrape that onto the paper. And then you just very carefully start to lift, and if you see any pieces that didn't quite adhere, you can go back over and make them adhere. So with that little tail, and just very gently peel that off. You can go back in and do another little design piece here to just cover that up a little bit. Okay, and then for that I will add a little gemstone that comes with it. Just peel that off and add it right to the center. AI-generated personalized card with your personal sentiments, and it took us less than 15 minutes, and it's a card that the person can keep for some time. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and as always, thanks for watching.